Hi, I'm Eric from Simply Elegant Home Cooking. Today I'm going to show you an interesting take on spaghetti. We're going to be doing Sicilian pasta with chopped pistachios and fresh mint. I know those don't sound like the ingredients you're used to using in pasta, but this dish is absolutely delicious and it's easy to put together. Stick around, you won't be disappointed. So to get started with this Sicilian pasta dish, we're going to start by bringing some water up to temperature. I'm going to just turn this on to high heat, and in the time it takes to preheat the water, that's more than enough time to prep all the ingredients we're going to need for the pasta. And to get started, here's the pistachios. This is about 1/3 of a cup. I'm going to use my chef's knife and just chop these up until they're relatively fine. And that's the consistency you're looking for. You just want to chop the pistachios until they look about like that. Next, I'm going to thinly slice 3 cloves of garlic. And that's how your garlic should look after you've sliced all 3 cloves. And finally, we have a handful of fresh mint. What you want to do, you want to take a handful of leaves at a time and just give this a chiffonade, which means to just really, really finely slice it. And I also have 12 ounces of grape tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes work just as well. For these, you want to use a serrated knife, and all we want to do is to just cut them in half. Okay, and here is the pasta noodles that we're going to use. This is spaghetti. Linguine works just as well. You want to use a long strand of noodle. And I'm going to be cooking 1/2 pound. You can obviously scale this recipe up. We're going to be doing half of this today. And I should just note, this is Delallo, a really nice Italian brand. Be sure to buy high quality. It's worth spending that extra dollar at the grocery store to get a really high quality pasta. Doing all that prep ahead of time is really, really important. This dish comes together quickly. So at this point, the pasta water is just about up to temperature, but I have a large skillet and I'm going to turn this on to medium heat. And while that skillet comes up to temperature, I'm going to add some really high quality Sicilian extra virgin olive oil. I'm going to add about 3 to 4 tablespoons. And as that comes up to temperature, we can add in the grape tomatoes as well as the garlic. And once you get your tomatoes and your garlic in, you just want to move that around a little bit to get that garlic submerged in the olive oil. And we'll give the tomatoes and garlic another flip in a couple of minutes. But right at this point, once you're about a minute or two in to the cooking process on the tomatoes, this is the perfect time to add your spaghetti to the pasta water. We're just going to salt the water first and then add the pasta in. And I gave the spaghetti a nice stir to get it fully submerged in the salt water and just to make sure that it was nice and stirred so nothing clumps together. Now at this point, I'm going to give the tomato mixture another stir, but before I do, I'm going to add some black pepper and some crushed red pepper. Okay, and once that pasta is just about maybe a minute or two away from being done, we're cooking it about a minute shy of al dente, so I'm cooking it for a total of about 6 minutes. About 5 minutes into the cooking time on the pasta, you want to go ahead and reserve a couple cups of the pasta water. I'm going to go ahead and add maybe about a 1/2 cup of that starchy water. I'm also going to add in half of the chopped pistachios. So you just want to get that in. Now I had turned the heat down on this burner. I'm going to turn it back up to medium. So we're going to let this go, and I'm going to stir everything in to evenly incorporate it. And in just a minute, we're going to be marrying this with the pasta noodles. And it's really important to stop maybe a minute to 2 minutes shy of al dente on the pasta. This is a really important step. We're going to be finishing it in that sauce. So as this finishes, you just want to kind of gently move it around, incorporate it all. And we just want to watch the consistency of that sauce. I have a little bit more of the reserved pasta water. We can always add more, but we just want to let this cook down and thicken for just about a minute or two. We are almost ready to serve this up. Sicilian pasta with pistachios and mint. Okay, and just about a minute or two later, this is looking absolutely perfect in terms of the consistency. So when your pasta looks about like this, you want to turn off the heat. And I'm going to add in that fresh mint that we julienne. And off camera, I also zested 1 lemon. You want to zest a lemon with the microplane, and we're just going to add in that lemon zest. And now that you have your mint and your lemon zest in there, you just want to give this a final stir. You know, we added this in off the heat. Those are both very, very delicate ingredients. So you don't want to overcook them. We add them at the end. And we're just going to give this a final stir. And we're ready to plate this up. And the finishing touches on this Sicilian pasta with pistachios are really, really important. I'm going to grate on some aged Parmigiano Reggiano cheese. Make sure you get the good stuff. And I'm going to add on some of those additional chopped pistachios. We didn't add everything into the sauce. We reserved some, so they go on at the end as a topping. Okay, and here is the final dish, plated up Sicilian pasta with chopped pistachios, fresh mint. This is going to be delicious. You'll notice we didn't add salt. There was plenty of salt in the pasta water. There was more than enough to give it nice flavor. So I am going to dig in and give this a try. That really was refreshing. This is just such an interesting take. Uses really bright ingredients. Those grape or cherry flavored tomatoes, they have nice sweetness. It just pairs so well with that lemon zest and the fresh mint. Not what you're used to with pasta, but it really takes this over the top. I really hope you give this recipe a try. Sicilian pasta with pistachios and fresh mint. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I'm Eric from Simply Elegant Home Cooking, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon.